Hello and welcome to the last game of Eastern Regionals 2019. My name is Mo and I'm here with...
And I'm Rico.
And Cody. We've got a game here with the Waterloo Ridgebacks and Queens Quidditch Club.
And they're off.
Now. Oh, number 7, Matt Rogers on Queens. Picks up the quaffle. Big rush through and misses.
That's going to be a no goal. Queens, traditionally a very speedy team. We've seen them winning these brooms up battles a lot this tournament so far.
Ball slowly walking up the pitch by keeper on Waterloo over here. This game here, if Queens wins, will allow them to get the bye for day 2. So it's a must-win for Queens.
Does that make it a must-win?
If they want the bye.
Okay.
All right, ball rushed down by keeper number 45 on Waterloo. Shot and miss. And it'll be a turnover to Queens now.
Now, this could be a pretty interesting game. Both Queens and Waterloo have been playing a fairly physical brand of Quidditch this tournament for sure. Waterloo, previously known more for their passing game, has definitely come in with a couple bigger players this tournament, and they've been making their presence felt so far. A couple cards in the last game for them, but I believe, are we seeing them on the field right now, or is that... we did have some red cards, so suspensions may still be in effect.
No, there's no policy in. That's a new policy for this tournament here. Red cards will not propagate through, at least for day 1 anyways. Quick pass there, down by Gabe to Alex on Queens. Looks like there's going to be a card here on Waterloo for, I think, neck tackle.
Now, Mo, you played for Queens for many years. You're familiar with some of their players, some of their strategies, some of their skills. What would you say for Queens are the keys to winning this game, taking control, and getting that bye on the next day?
Yeah, so like you said earlier, Queens has a lot of speed, and I think they need to use that to their advantage here for this game.
Or what?
So we have a card to Waterloo. We're getting a reset to mid. The card was a yellow card for contact above the neck. In Quidditch, the only eligible contact zones are below the shoulders and above the knees.
Yeah, this is to number 19, David Chasm on Waterloo. Chaser captain for the Waterloo Ridgebacks this year.
I like his cleats.
He does have shiny yellow cleats.
You can't.
Can you lift one of your shoes up so we can see your shiny yellow cleats?
No,
higher.
Hip.
Kick out front. Perfect.
Good team player right there.
So yeah, back to your question there, Rico.
Apart from his egregious yellow card, a real stand-up guy.
I try to match the colors. So.
Respect it.
Sorry, so back to your question there. I think Queens needs to use their speed to their advantage. Waterloo seems to be a very physical team this year, and I think if Queens can use their speed to their advantage here to avoid the physical contact, that would be to their benefit. And the game begins here. We got Alex, number 3 on Queens, with a quick shot and a goal.
David, go.
Oh, and another
have an
stoppage.
injury on the
Looks
plate.
like we got an injury here.
No, you have to stay here now. Yeah.
And so that was number 3, Alex on Queens that scored that goal. He's a rookie this year that Queens picked up, and so far he seems to have really picked up this game pretty quickly.
We're going to see a little bit of a timeout here right now as we do have an injury on the field.
What a deal.
We have called for medics, I believe, and they should be approaching.
So yeah, this is the last game, at least for today, on the live stream pitch. As I said, the Queens Quidditch Club versus the Waterloo Ridgebacks. If Queens wins this game, they automatically get a bye and won't have to play first game tomorrow morning. So for them, this is a must-win game. Overall, the tournament, how do you feel about the tournament, Rico?
The tournament's going pretty well. Definitely a fairly high level of play at this tournament. As you always see it in regionals, every team is bringing...
That's head ref Christus Caldas just confirming that the goal was good before the injury occurred, and that the play will resume once the injury has been
Resolved.
yeah.
So much like in hockey, the penalty will be negated by a goal. As soon as that's done, as the yellow cards are worth 1 minute in the box or until a goal is scored. Red cards, for those of you watching at home, are 2 minutes in the box. They play a player down. That player may not return to the game, and goals do not negate any time on the penalty. There is also a blue card for mostly kind of procedural fouls that don't impact play as much, and that is a 1 minute penalty. Time can be negated by a goal, and it does not stack in the way that yellows do. So TLs will equal red, but blues will never make up a red. We have the Waterloo player making his way off the pitch right now. And we will soon be returning to play.
What do you think here are the big takeaways for Waterloo in order to win this match? What do you think they need to do, and what they can do to win this game?
Waterloo's definitely been doing a good job so far of clogging up the lanes for Queens. That's going to be a big part of it, is meeting Queens up high, not letting them get speed going downhill, not letting them play north-south as much as they want, and making them play out, making them use that first pass, and try and distribute that to secondary players.
And play resumes now here with the Waterloo keeper, number 45, bringing the ball up the pitch slowly as he's slowly there, pressured by number 64, Ethan Peters, beater on Queens.
A little bit of a miscue there as the Quaffle tried to go to a beater player.
Big kick there by number 15, Gabe. Pass over to number 3, Alex, and scores! That's goal number 2 for Alex, number 3 on Queens. And again, he's a rookie coming into this season. What do you think of him so far?
I mean, he's fast, great hands around the hoop, and, as we've seen so far, just a ton of finish. And that being said, that's a play we've seen a lot from Queens. The drive down, drawing defenders into the one side, and then making that cross pass there to the open player. Often they'll load that back hoop with 2 players, in fact. They'll have one at the front side, one at the back side, just to give them a little more options to make that pass, make that score, and draw attention away from those players.
Yeah, and as we see here, number 19, David Kazam, bringing the ball up there for Waterloo. He's got a lot of beater support there, helping him out, clearing out that point chaser, applying pressure.
But he has to be careful here because Queens does have bludger superiority. They are in control of 2 of the 3 bludgers right now, and that's going to make it difficult for him to really affect any kind of drive, and it's going to limit his passing options across the field a little bit, as those bludgers do really exercise a large zone of control, as we can see here.
Oh, big tackle there by number 12 on Queens. There seems to be a stoppage, potentially a card on the play here for number 12 on Queens. And so that's a yellow card for number 12 on Queens for contact from behind. So as Rico was mentioning earlier, the contact Quidditch has to be from the front, from shoulders down to and knees above. So because of the contact from behind there, that's a yellow card. She'll be spending at least 1 minute, or potentially up to 1 minute in the box unless Waterloo scores.
Oh, big block from keeper Gabe there.
Big block there by number 15, Gabe Farrell. Rushing down the pitch there is number 7, Matt Rogers, and he puts it through! And that makes the score 30-0 for Queens Quidditch. About 3 minutes and 30 seconds into this game now.
Now, that ability to score shorthanded goals is going to be important for Queens. We've seen them run into car trouble in the past, particularly in the last game, where just a slew of yellows really took down their effectiveness. And really marred their scoring ability there.
Yeah, oh, here's number 45, Waterloo keeper. Oh, big shot, but just over the top of the hoop. Manages to grab his rebound, beat out, and grabbed by number 36, Alex Crawley on Queens. Oh, it seems to be a stoppage on play again here. There's no call on the play here. It's just a small mistake from header ref Christos Caldas.
Easy to make, lots of moving parts in Quidditch. You have almost really 3 games going on at the same time at some points, and a host of rules, each relating to each of those individual games and their interactions with each of the other games, in fact.
Oh, here's number 21, John Nicholson, driving down and puts it through.
Now that's really a bit of a classic play for Queens. We did get the double whistle because John stayed down for a hot second there. He does seem to be okay. That being said, if there is the possibility of an injury to a player, that player must be substituted out. But John Nicholson's looking all right there, which is good for Queens. He brings a lot of speed, a lot of physicality to the table, and a great defensive ability. But he does have the propensity to injure himself quite often in tournaments. So, just keeping an eye on his health there is going to be important for Queens.
And that goal was good, just to confirm. Scored by number 21, John Nicholson on Queens.
So we are at 40-0, and it looks like early Queens may be running away with this game.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Waterloo decides to take an early timeout here if Queens scores a couple more, just to kind of reset the play and get their mind back into the game.
Yeah, for sure. Can be a very effective tool. You can see them taking a lot of time there. And now we have the rush. The shot.
Big shot by number 18, keeper on Waterloo.
And that's going to be a goal.
Scores.
That's their first marker on the board, and you have to imagine that that's going to be a big one for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully that could be a big momentum shifter for them, and maybe they'll get a couple more. And so that brings the score to 40-10 for the Queens Quidditch Club 5 minutes into this game. Number 36 here, Alex Crawley bringing up the ball. Passing to number 21, John Nicholson on Queens. He's rushing down the pitch, loops around, passes. Oh, bubbled. Looks like it's picked up by Alex Crawley. Shot was no good. Picked up by Waterloo keeper 18, and he decides to slow the play down a little bit just to reset and get his team up in order.
Now, Waterloo's been doing this quite a bit and slowing the game down like that. Part of the reason they're having to do this is Queen's control and continued control, in fact, of those bludgers. They've had bludger superiority, I would say, most of the game. Have you ever seen them without bludger superiority already, Mo?
No, not yet. And even there, we can see that bludger superiority there caused a quick waffle turnover where Queens picks it up, and now John Nicholson bringing down the ball. Number 5, Jimmy Condon's on the pitch right now. Oh, that's a goal! But number 21, John Nicholson on Queens, bringing the score to 50-10.
He's fast, he's athletic, he hits hard, and you're going to have a hard time stopping him if you don't have those bludgers to come in and back you up.
Absolutely. And there's a quick sub by number 5, Jimmy Condon, though he was a big part of that play. Aggressive beating, which caused that turnover, allowing John to quickly rush down the pitch. Now here we go. Oh, big beat by number 24, Captain Eric Irwin for the Queens Quidditch Club.
What a catch.
Couple multiple beats there.
What a catch.
Big catches there.
And now taken up by keeper Lydia Reed. Yes. How long has she been on the Queens Quidditch Club? She's been there for quite a while.
Yeah, she's been on this team. This is her 4th year now.
So definitely a veteran presence.
Absolutely. This is her 2nd year being president of the club. A lot of veteran experience coming from her. First full year, I believe, that Lydia's being keeper, which was quite interesting. Big turnover there. Grabbed by number 18 on Waterloo.
And again, having to slow it down because Queens does still have BS, I believe. Oh, no, sorry. That is Waterloo with BS right now.
Yeah, seemed to have turnover there. Shot by a keeper, 18 on Waterloo, but it misses. There'll be a turnover for Queens.
And you have to imagine that missed opportunity hurts. This is one of the first times Waterloo's gotten bludger superiority all game. And then not to use it, not to push up the field with it, really kind of get yourself in a better position, get some players open, and kind of give yourself a better chance to score. You have to imagine it's gonna come back to bite the Waterloo Ridgebacks in the long run there.
Absolutely, and it looks like Queens here is running a bludger recovery play here, try to get that BS back.
Lydia Reed with the classic hidden ball trick.
Big stop there, though, on Lydia Reed. Grabbed but beat out by number 37, Mo Wonka. And Lydia Reed, number 30.
And we have to be careful there. Players diving into contact like that. That's a pretty dangerous situation. Both players playing hard on the ball. Can't fault them for that, of course.
Yellow card, 67, charging.
But that'll be a yellow card to number 67 on the Waterloo Ridgebacks for charging.
So charging is, of course, when contact is made without the attempt to wrap, usually with the shoulder or the point of a body. In Quidditch, if you are not the keeper in your zone, much like in rugby, an attempt must be made to wrap the opponent. Lydia's been transitioning pretty successfully, I would say, from chaser to keeper. As someone who's done that in the past, not always the easiest transition to keep in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And the play starts here back with her Looks like there's going to be an advantage call here for Queens Quidditch. Looks like there might have been a contact from behind, which we'll confirm later. Lydia Reed, still advancing down the pitch with the
Absolute
ball.
dynamo. Just a
Passes
rubber ball
to
out there, getting hit left,
James,
right, and center,
14.
and staying on
And
her
a
feet.
big goal there by number 14 on Queens. What a great passing play.
And this is where we're going to see that penalty rule come into effect. Couple different contact infractions.
Attack from behind. Penalty time will not be served.
No, Christos down from the box already.
Sorry?
I know we served, this first will go on.
So that just for the folks at home there, number 46 on Waterloo getting a yellow card for contact from behind. Because they already had someone in the box, it seems that number 67 on Waterloo will be released from the box off broom, but they will still have to serve the penalty for the contact behind.
46 will have to serve the penalty.
Correct, for the contact from behind card. And so the play resumes.
Lydia Reed displaying her vaunted toughness there, taking hits left, right, and center, not going down.
And another great showcase of the passing that Queens Quidditch can do when given the opportunity.
Yeah, very effective offloads under pressure. That's got to be one of the most impressive feats in Quidditch when you're surrounded like that. And it looks like this shorthanded opportunity is going to play off the Queens' advantage again as they have possession, bludgeon superiority, and they're going to make a quick beater shift, but they still are advancing the ball.
Yeah, and again, we can see here Lydia Reed just quarterbacking this play up the field. Quick pass down and another goal. Oh, looks like it was called off. No good by the head ref, but picked up by Queens. And
Your Wi-Fi just disconnected. You're off.
Broadcast is still on.
okay.
You need to go to scoreboard.
And it looks like Waterloo has picked up the call for here. Remember, they're still on the penalty kill here, so they're trying to keep this game slow down in order to try to kill off as much time as possible. It looks like number 66 is now being released from the box, bringing Waterloo back to full strength. And there's keeper number 18 on the Waterloo trying for a shot, but that was quickly picked up by Gabe Ferreira, number 15 on Queens.
Now that's happened a couple times now, and down 60-10, you have to imagine that they'd really like to be able to get those opportunities in a little tighter. We've seen that a couple times. That being said, Waterloo have always had a couple good shooters, so maybe it's just taking them a little bit longer to dial that range in, and maybe we'll start seeing those going in a little more in the future. Tough to put those in against Gabe, though.
Absolutely, yes. Just a quick shot there by number 37, Mo Wonka on Queens, which looked like it went a little high, just over the top of the little hoop there. But absolutely, yes, Gabe Ferreira has been an absolute beast for Queens Quidditch today.
Hugely integral in every one of their wins.
Absolutely. Scoring a lot, making physical tackles. He's been a big part of this success so far. And hopefully he can keep continuing driving this team forward.
And I don't think it's any coincidence that staying out of the box themselves and, in fact, drawing some penalties has really helped out Queens' quaffle game here.
Absolutely. And here, number 15, Gabe Ferreira rushing down the pitch. 1-on-1 with the beater here. Oh, big dodge by Gabe. Rushing towards the hoops. Quick pass out to number 3, Alex. No good. But picked up by Gabe again. Pass again, number 37, Milwaukee, and it's a good goal. That's a goal by number 37, Milwaukee on Queens, putting the score to 70-10 for Queens Quidditch.
And again, like we said, using that physicality, using that passing in around the hoops, apart from a couple dropped catches there, really displaying everything that makes their offense tick. And it's ticking over, it's going quick, and it's hard to see them not running up the score right now.
Absolutely.
Waterloo really has to make a couple changes on defense and on offense to start narrowing that gap.
Absolutely, and we can see here is Queens is doing really well at forcing Waterloo to try to throw the ball down or attempt for shots, which seems that they're getting in the way and getting the ball, which causes those quick turnovers going the other way.
Well, they're playing their point chasers quite high up the field. They're really denying them zone entry up at the top there, and that's making it hard for Waterloo to really sustain any zone time. So credit to Queens' defense on that. That being said, it wouldn't surprise me to see Waterloo begin to start to turn around on the back of some of these missed passes here in the zone and start to get some sustained zone time.
Yeah, and so the quaffle here picked up by Number 77, Wills, pass to number 15, Gabe Ferreira, who passed a quick, easy pass to number 3, Alex on Queens, who quickly puts that through. That's 3 goals on my account now, I think, for number 3, Alex on Queens.
At least 3, yeah, I would say that's
Absolutely,
correct.
he had the first 2 and another one here now.
And not only 3 for him, but 3 or 4 for Queens in a row. They're really picking that momentum right back up where they left off.
Absolutely, and the one thing I've noticed so far too is that even on a missed shot opportunity, Queens seems to be the first person jumping on the ball there, getting it and passing it around and going for that shot attempt again. We have number 45, Keeper on Waterloo, getting pressured by number 5, Jimmy Condon on Queens. Quick turnover, and now Alex Crawley, number 36, advances the ball down the pitch. So yeah, just as I mentioned earlier, number 5, Jimmy Condon's been pretty unreal for Queens so far. He's been super aggressive, which is causing a lot of these turnovers and pressures to happen in favor for Queens.
He's been great not only at throwing the ball and getting those beats and really making space for his team, but also recovering the ball and keeping, that all-important bludger superiority. And it looks like we do not have a good goal there despite the shot. Play stoppage is going to happen while the ref crew checks that out a little more.
Looks like we're just discussing if that ball and shot attempt by number 36, Alex Crawley, went in or not. From my angle, it looked like it was good, but we'll have the official confirmation from the head refs. There may have been a beat before. It's in the text. You can just hold it. I'll bring it to you.
So it does appear that Christos Caldas, having had a quick conference with his ARs and the goal ref there, has declared the goal is no good. So that's going to leave Queens at 80-10. Play will resume as is. Queens, lots of players around the ball here, and it's really their call to lose.
Yeah, so grabbed by number 77, Wills, over here.
Not a lot of beater help for Waterloo as he drives in there.
Drives in, but a quick, easy shot, no pressure.
This time
through
they
the
make
top hoop.
no mistake.
Absolutely, and so that brings our score 90-10 for Queens Quidditch as we approach the 13.5-minute mark now.
Now, in terms of timeouts, we were talking about Waterloo potentially calling one earlier. They will have to do that before 17 minutes.
If they choose to do so, that is.
If they choose to do so, which is when the snitch will come on pitch. At that point, timeouts can no longer be called.
Absolutely, yes. And speaking of the snitch for this game today will be none other than Jonathan Gola.
6'5", the human tree.
He plays for the Mississauga Manatees.
Excuse me, factual correction there on the broadcast. John Gola is 6'7", still a human tree, but a slightly taller human tree. Hard for seekers to really get in tight with Gola because of that range.
Yeah.
He's really excels at keeping them a little farther away and making it harder for them to get in close.
So we have number 36, Alex Crawley, walking the ball up the pitch here. Supporting him is number 24, captain Eric Irwin. Looks like they're doing a 1.5 here as Eric Irwin goes down. Shot by Alex Crawley, barred down on the small hoop. That brings the score to 100-10 for Queens Quidditch. It seems like Queens is slowly taking this game out of hand. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, now the snitches in this game is worth only 30 points. That means currently, even if Waterloo were to catch the golden snitch, they are still down a significant amount of points there. And they would, in fact, even though they caught, still lose this game on point differential.
So number 19, Dave Chasm bringing up the ball, or Kazam, sorry, bringing up the ball. Looking for a passing option. He passes down to Waterloo Chaser, who immediately gets tackled, and now the ball is picked up by number 17 on Queens. In a quick rush down the pitch, alongside him is number 36, Alex Crawley, who gets the pass and goal! Small hoop. Looks like Queens' speed is really taking control of this game here.
Yeah, the fast breaks have definitely been contributing to a lot of opportunities for them. Creating opportunities for the defense aren't quite set yet and are still having to deal with that offense coming up quick, coming up hard, and really making an impact. We mentioned the 1.5 earlier. Just want to expand a little more on that. That's a commonly used strategy by beaters. Essentially, when having 2 bludgers and going up on offense, one will be rolled back in order to make more trouble for the opponent's beaters. It leaves one of their feeders without a bludger, one of the offensive team's beaters without a bludger, and free to try and make a tackle on that other beater and really try and wrap up all their bludgers out of commission. And we're going to have a quick stoppage here. Looks like a call from assistant referee Alex Sugar. Is that Sugar?
That's correct, yes. We'll inform the folks at home what the call is just as we hear it here.
That's what I said.
But yes, the 1.5 is a commonly used strategy. A lot of teams use that when they have bludger superiority, which Queen seems to be holding on to for a lot of this game right now.
Substantial portions of the game. I think I've really only seen Waterloo with that bludger superiority once this game, and Queens' beaters. They have a surprisingly strong beater core. For that, several of them are rookie beaters, if I'm not mistaken, though.
Absolutely, yeah. So currently on pitch is number 16, Lydia. She's a rookie beater this year. She's currently paired with number 64, Ethan Peters, who is a veteran beater. Has been on Queens for 3 or 4 years now.
One of their more aggressive beaters, and definitely one of the folks who stirs the soup on offense there.
Absolutely. It looks.
And we do have a beater penalty here, it looks like.
Yeah.
Intentionally propelling a bludger off the pitch. That is going to be good for a
yellow card.
A yellow card, I believe, for 1 minute in the box. Assistant referee Brian Melchior just receiving a little bit of maintenance there, rolling out the calves. It's hard to keep going in these cold tournaments. I mean,
sorry, just a correction there, and that was not a yellow card. That is a blue card for intentionally kicking the bludger off pitch, and that goes to number 12 on Waterloo here. Just as we slowly resume play here, it looks like Ethan Peters is going to be quite aggressive on the beaters.
With Lydia Reed equally aggressive on the chasing game.
Yeah. Ball currently held by number 77, Wills, who passes down low to number 14 on Queens, who quickly puts that through the hoop.
And as much as we've been talking about the speed, and their speed is creating opportunities, it seems like it's really been the passing game that's been really getting those points up for Queens there.
Looks like there's just another stoppage in play. I absolutely agree. I think the mixture of the Queens' speed as well as their great passing, using two hands to make those quick catches, has really, really excelled for them in this game currently.
We do have a stoppage of play here and a little bit of conference in the rescue. So we're going to take a little time to talk about, thank, for one, the City of Guelph, the University of Guelph, for hosting us here. These fields have been used for many, many Quidditch tournaments. Always a great venue to play. Lots of field space. Having the covered bench is a great asset, especially recently with the weather being what it has been.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that, Mo?
Yeah, no, absolutely. This University of Guelph, they've hosted a whole bunch of tournaments for Quidditch over this last couple seasons. This time, I believe, is one of their first times that they're hosting regionals. And yeah, no, it's been excellent. I mean, the weather's been a little cold and a little damp, but the atmosphere here has been great.
That's our broom.
All the games have been going pretty great. Yeah, can't complain.
It can definitely be hard. It can definitely be tricky to keep going. Cold conditions. Hard to stay warm. Hard to keep the muscles moving. Contributes to a lot of soreness. That being said, all these teams seem to be competing pretty hard, and we're seeing pretty fluid motion from all these games so far still.
Just to add there, the reason for that stoppage was to quickly switch out assistant ref Brian Melchior for assistant ref Atana Crow here. I believe that's just because Brian seems to be having some cramps in his legs that he might not be able to really walk around too easily right now, so they did a quick assistant ref sub there.
Yeah, and we are coming up on that all-important 17-minute mark. In 20 seconds, we are going to have a Snitch released here. The Seekers will follow out a minute after that, and after that, we're going to see the game substantially change. Unfortunately, Waterloo not in range to make a catch here. That being said, if they're trying to end this game, trying to conserve a little bit of energy, make sure there aren't any more, potential accidents on the pitch, and just kind of get out of this early and save themselves for tomorrow, we may see both teams still trying for a catch.
Big hit there by keeper on Waterloo, on keeper Lydia Reed there. It looks like there's a little pile up. Beaters coming in to support and beat people out. Looks like the Waterloo will result with the quaffle out of that big scrum, but huge hit there by number 48 on Waterloo.
Yeah, keeper Marcus, definitely one of their more physical players, definitely one of their faster players.
18, sorry.
And we're seeing a big drive now on the strength of that. Can I just get you to move back, Crawley?
Sorry, quaffle picked up there by number 7, Matt Rogers, who quickly rushes down and drops that quaffle through the hoop putting the score to 130 for Queens, 10s for Guelph. We have the Seekers being released now, just as I speak. Quick beat there by 64 Ethan Peters on number 19 David Kazam on Waterloo.
Fairly common strategy, having the beaters pulled up right where the Seekers are going to be released, especially if you have bludgeon superiority and you can afford to spend a bludgeon to do it, just to give your Seeker a little more time with the Snitch.
Absolutely. It looks like David Kazam here is... big catch there by number 19 on Waterloo, David Kazam.
We may have an early finish. That may be a 23-second Snitch for John Gola.
Yeah, it looked like both Waterloo and Queens really wanted to make that Snitch catch, end the game. Last game of the day for both these teams, so it seems like they really want to head home, rest up, get some food.
Get a shower. That warm shower is super important to your morale.
Especially with how cold and damp it's been. Catch is good! So that puts the final score to 160 to 10 for the Queens Quidditch Club. 140 to 10.
It's actually 130 to 40. The Snitch catch being worth 30 points and going to Waterloo there. Both these teams having very strong secret cores. Definitely both factors, especially when we have a Snitch when it matters situation there.
Yeah, sorry, my mistake there. 130 for Queens, 40 for Waterloo.
I guess we've all got our mind a little more on dinner now.
Seems like I'm ready to head home and get some rest. As you can see here, the two teams doing their classic handshake as the game finishes here. Strong game there by Queens. Again, using their
definitely a statement.
Using their speed and their passing between players to score a lot of goals very quickly. It seemed like they ran away with that game pretty quickly at the start.
Yeah, absolutely. They put their foot on the gas and they never really let it off. Definitely a statement win. For all those of you watching at home, I am Eric Rico Melanson.
And I'm Monish Mystery.
And you're watching Quidditch Canada Eastern Regionals.